the first to know Nsem-Pii TV.
Emamo akwaba bi mba Nsem-Pii TV so. Kojo Opon Kroma vice chairman for Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia and the 2024 Manifesto committee no nene on one-on-one interview on the Obi ekusi sedwumadi so abana Obi asena dwem na Kojo Opon Kroma asset down the record straight on Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia and the bold solutions for jobs and businesses no. Kojo Opon Kroma say who compare NPP amonekuna Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia the manifesto launching and saying as compared to NDC amonekuna youth manifesto also launch here. So where Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia ono no manifesto no ma owo ananisodi no owo youth no na compared to NDC amonekuna manifesto youth launch now it means there's a big difference. Over Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia there na tin what to redeem both solutions for jobs and businesses. Nsem-Pii na Kojo Opon Kroma editu Obi enim na Nsem-Pii company for se kakumoyi ejin kokwenum yenko tie Kojo Opon Kroma the honorable minister Nsem-Ankasa oditu bia.
The other thing is listening to him Enra Takra demo I got the at least understanding from the MTA, you know, say, or starting the intro, no build yaba be see, me toa wako, any new what ye free Ghana for, and or encapsulate problems out here into three.
That's right.
Say, cost of living, roads,
infrastructure,
roads and infrastructure, and jobs,
Yeah.
Are these actually the problems in Ghana for we face?
So these are not the only issues Ghana for raising with him.
Okay.
In fact, so manifesto anymore under chapter 2, their friend, our commitments.
Yes.
Was summing up the entire manifesto into 14 parts.
Okay.
Top 3 penna time allowing no obubodi. The first thing okan ho asem so only Ghana for to do na di nkoma omo pese omunya answers solutions to economic rebound and economic expansion. You will agitum say isikasem ho train kakra.
Yes.
You will agitum say rebound. How do you sustain the rebound and how do you expand the economy? Economic expansion is important because the economy no expand there. And nipa dodo enya edwumaye businesses it will be no minor day etumpo. Number 1 on his agenda was sustaining and expanding the economic rebound. Number 2, drawing from that one, how do you create new jobs? Because you can have jobless growth and you can have growth jobs. There are pennies of growth no ebeba, stability and growth no ebeba, but eba so na ejuma ewu. So he spent time to outline one of the first way creating new jobs. So some very exciting propositions. Number 3, also something about tax reforms. We now as a economy no hosem, but we tax reforms ni see as a special issue and per se or discuss it for the very long time. Parties are holding a major tax overhaul. He wants to do a major tax reform along the lines of what's happening in Estonia and other places or discuss here. Rebecca Iswa or saying a bread and discuss cost of living as a separate item. I don't know. Only for Kasa in fact just last week near Akwetia. I'm able to full stage in the bar in chain. Some of the catching so, and you know more drink. Mrs. Susan Kamutu Mima and Yinamankania, Ebo, Ejina, and I say Bafom, and I say semi adibio to transport, Bonum to meet Tessoa, and I say Jinasi needs and Enkabebo. And the cost of living are there all around in Yinano or take a Hosem, and Okan road and infrastructure Hosem as a separate item. Other issues as part of the 14 headlines now, Yabobos and Obako healthcare. After the agenda 111, how do we improve healthcare for the everyday Ghanaian? Emma, for example, women and girls, a day dedicated. One of the major issues that Ghana for is education. President Kufuor capitation grant. NDC for 8 years after President Kufuor, but it took Nanado to come back and come and move it from capitation grant to free senior high school. And there, free senior high school no issues with Tono as the new leader of the party, hopefully the president of the republic from 2025. And then a person yefa educational reforms no Ukraine. Some good governance and anti-corruption or can want some protecting our environment or can want some creative arts, sports and tourism or can want some And one thing I can pay attention to, care for the elderly. Mrewa, Nkokra, Mesriwa, Penifua, Sedomiyari Kakra, Pabene, Bafaso home, and finally security. I think the theme we used was protecting your borders, keeping our neighborhood safe, and also can was a correct 3 we top 3. They are kind of top 3, but formal part of like the 14 big issues kind of for Idihun Command. I don't know find the expression in the manifesto.
The manifesto. Before I ever into some specifics, no, will I be right to say? I mean, one thing jumping at me and I said, this manifesto is unlike more other manifesto, at least from 2008. But from 2008, the manifesto was a bit heavy on social intervention because free SHS was a big deal in there. More repeating in 2012, in 2016. This manifesto is a bit silent on social interventions, like the big social intervention ticket. A deliberator now.
Well, manifesto be who outlining a number of issues. There are some of the issues don't say nipa bebre isum say at this time we need the biggest issue in TPC isum. 2016 manifesto na free SHS but at the same time it's not one district, one factory.
Yes.
As were other policy commitments. But because of how not free SHS debate, Union Aquatia from 2008, sponsor advert tia, a cassette tia, and some of kind in idea, they are matters of public record. Say, in Kabi, and Kakwan and Kuma, and Russia for and Yadi be taking 20 years and some a year, over 20 billion, say 2 billion, all of those things need to. The debate on free SHS ever heightened, but it was not the only promise in the manifesto. Again, in this manifesto, there are, at least from what I'm outlining to you, there are 14 issues I try address in this manifesto. So say they have learned a lesson. Say you can't be beer. They should not rush to say any possible any because Omankasa realizing it draws a lot more attention to those issues, and people begin to interrogate the issues and realize the MPP for Kano, a toss of Nansa. It may look difficult, it may look high, but they are looking at some track record. Until they are not more attacking the money be my own say but it's early days yet. Say no so beba. Yes. The air can so ban a few pick issue they say unemployment. It's not just merely saying say and for page. It is about Mahmoud Bawumia, the policy propositions on jobs here day. And you are John Dramani Mahama Wadawama, also policy proposition on jobs a day. And the Ghanaian will have an opportunity to compare and make a decision.
I'll come back to some of the specifics. Now, Ansana, the credibility of the person making the promise matters. I remember say my 2008 manifesto was titled An Agenda for Jobs.
Yeah, change an agenda for jobs.
Yeah, change an agenda for jobs. From 2008, 2012, 2016, but even in 2016, there was something about jobs in there.
In fact, 2016, and change an agenda for jobs.
Change an agenda for jobs. Yeah. Okay. And if 8 years down the line, jobs is still a major issue, then the credibility of that promise, Ghana for better to no.
So, our population are bare 60% plus youth.
Yes.
Which also means very fertile. Which also means area school jobs will be a key issue for decades. And America more jobs reports almost every month unemployment data because jobs will remain an issue.
Yes.
But the credibility of promises on jobs, one of the ways you can track it is and yes, I mean, America you go back to when they make a promise and a track record on jobs a day. Maybe to make a catch yourself, 2017 January 7th. I did a financial at the Danko Kufuado Nsem ABC NE. And yes, I mean, America SNIT data says that nothing less than 2.3 million jobs have been registered onto the SNIT database. And we are register on was SNIT. It is a juxtaposition for more the number will be north of that. But conservative estimates 2.3 million jobs and equity in this period. Now, so be our equity 2.3 million jobs, formal jobs recorded on the SNIT database in a 7-year period. Or catcher will say man another opportunity. There will be creative jobs. In fact, I'm not be catching myself. Also, say in human it could be north of about 3 million.
FM.
I mean, some of the
new job opportunities.
who are going through it said the new job opportunities now you can also say it could be about 3 million. So I may have seen the estimates that we've done, but I know they work before this manifesto. So but he's not far from the truth. You can believe, you can be sure, you can trust. Said this administration, and if you take jobs for example, and person a year for jobs. For example, we're starting off with about 1 million youth in digital skills opportunity because we are moving towards a big digital economy. Many opportunity Casa Manifesto launch. I spoke about digitization, and I was trying to explain to the whole nation. Said digitization one end in itself. Architecture, infrastructure, be a BB. Tabra Ghana Post. Now go for Ghana Post. You are missing over here. No address and can we? Okay, Ghana card. Ghana card. Ghana card. Be videos or social media. So who could jump? Be na come do Ghana card. No problem. Mobile money interoperability. So you could connect money from network to network and from network to bank accounts and other payment platforms. If people doesn't we crumple the non-accepting switch by Nescap cake and almost no problem. I feel the mention in Aboma. A quality I didn't go or your school or your biano fear. So call Instagram with me trying to be an picture the to and then you to say no connecting the payment platform to and then a digital address to. Be suiting if you know also on the phone. Say Ghana card any eSIM registry no your card boom to be tin fee no ahwe no order aduane no atua ka by momo na akoka ni po ye aduane ne nsa na dispatch order be find the address na de call obi enya adwuma obi enya sika all through that digital interface no. Now say you perceive digitization called 2.0 and there are quite a number of things that are under the new digital state home. That level of digitization you need a lot more people with digital knowledge and skills and we are estimating say about 1 million people 1 million young Ghanaians to be trained for digital jobs here in Ghana, across Africa and the world. That alone, because this first term said this first chapter we didn't do 1 million digital jobs. In Kenya, and they did do 2.3 million. Said the year and cry to me to us, so you're not doing one because that alone is 3 million. That alone quite 3 million. And some several other to say we hear, for example, private sector expansion and back construction, infrastructure development, industrialization and agribusiness. And near watchness and the housing in master developers are through the incentives package just under the housing program, access to housing for all in Tesano 320 units are the common police for Nancy. That is why I'm saying 500 in a year. Now, can you imagine if you are doing multiples of this across the country? We are introducing an SME bank. Across the street. Across the street. The bank ban banks require business certificate of registration and a certificate of incorporation and years of banking record. And Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, one of the significant promises they say, you be a bank specifically for small and medium scale enterprises. So it's not a bank that is going to focus on retail business, but they're going to focus on SMEs. So say, remember, through the development bank, you to the Sikaba to support SMEs. And the development bank being a wholesale bank, and yes, these Canada banks no more. But banks no bureaucracy no more procedures, listen your money SMEs interface and SME. So now we want to have a dedicated bank, an SME banker, or more between channels as can into a moment development banker, or between channel no directly to SMEs because they better understand the SME framework. And Nkwa is going to create tens of thousands of jobs within the SME framework. Rebibiti said the Women's Trade Empowerment Fund, WOTEF. I know say Yedeba Ede Abeshe rural banks no sapomonsu. No to me assume memo didja.
It WOTEF no will not be a bank.
No, it's not a bank.
A fund.
Because you see banks were
sure
banks no more.
Sure.
But to the be out to say there's a particular type of business banks no omonti ase no relationship from like SMEs. Nti no na to assume so we create a dedicated bank for them. So first no, there's a bank for housing and construction and a industrial bank. Nti no a type of business. But say gender there. I mean, I know the NDC's promise is a women's bank. Well, I know your own promise. Yema Idijani the umbiti Oma say so bank be why you call because because you're man and I say because you're man. Is that the real problem? It is all kinds of bank on man and no best solve problem nana. You're man beti omudija omutiasie. Yes, American say you know trying the kind of siko here would dream a dear dra. Besi ade be ma di dwa wodwom ne ade o mo tade o sika ma rural banks ni susufo no na mo rural bank ni susufo na ya sika ni ho bebria e be support o nti yes enye se because o your bank ni yem maniska because ni dwa o di no ne concentration no institutions na wo ho no o sika enso ne support no nti ye be bo foto no dia masa rural banks no any companies here Juma at that level must serve them.
But would that not be a duplication because I work at SME bank? No, that's what the SME bank.
No, into SME no. There are a lot of young people who are doing business on tech platforms, who are doing the other kind of digitized businesses, small businesses. And we are a bit different from them. I'm a Didra, or Kokwanswa, Kofadiaba, Utunyamaton, and they are slightly different. So for us, the two are two distinguished things. But I say more here can say, sir, interventions when because question was about jobs.
Yes.
Who's seeing na Juma Ewasie, a Juma BBU Wasieno, and it to me, Dr. Bawumia the necessity Boso Kase, jobs is going to be a big agenda in administration, and you can be sure, say, from the track record, no, so Kase Sani no Obeya mining. So a number of things to open up mining. You approach a good year. Na mehwehwe no na mse nkofo dia sensu ni asase to say one minerals development bank, two opese aban no na ye prospecting FM baby mineral resources no one na first also